What's up, everybody? It is getting weird. It seems like every time I am trying to do the show or get the show going, that the internet here really is getting really shitty. Um, and it's really making me upset because I am trying everything to get this thing going, and it's like it doesn't want to. I don't understand why, but welcome. Glad you guys are here. Glad you guys could join the show. Um, Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are tuning in, I know it's Monday. I know it's, you know, everybody's got stuff going on. Everybody's probably like, you usually do your thing on Friday, but stuff. Not recently. Connection lost, connection lost, connection lost, stream lost. I really don't know what the hell's going on. The stream just keeps getting dropped, reconnected, and now I lost it. What in the hell is going on? I just had a thing on my screen. It just went black, and it said update successful. I didn't update anything. I didn't touch anything to update. I didn't do anything that had anything to do with being updated. But apparently it decided it was going to do an update for something. But anyway, let's get the podcast going, and we'll get this jumping. All right. We are back. It seems, for everybody that hasn't been to the episode or been to the podcast, if you haven't been able to, or you're not able to see it or watch it, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on X, we are on Spotify, and I have been doing this for about 2 years now. And it has been a journey that has been I don't know. Can you guys hear me at all? I can't even check and see if this thing is working or not.
Light switching, light switching, light switching.
I just need to make sure that this thing is working. So if you guys can hear me, and you guys are on Facebook, or you guys are on YouTube, and you guys can comment, just let me know if you guys can hear this. because I'm using my phone right now. My tablet is being really stupid and it wasn't working. So I just want to make sure that I can hear you guys or you guys can hear me. Because if we're not, then this whole thing is for nothing. All right. Because like I said, I've been trying to get this thing going and it's just doing whatever it wants to do. So been doing this for about 2 years now. Let's see if I can check it on here. Hopefully. Like I said, if you guys can hear me, just comment. If you guys are on Facebook, send a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys can hear me. So that way I know that the audio is working. If it is not, then I'm going to have to recheck it and make sure that everything is good. No, I don't want to. All right, let me see. Come on.
Let me know if you
All
guys
right,
can hear
cool.
me.
I guess it's working.
I know
All
that
right.
the audio is working.
So anyway, now that you guys are on here and it is working,
Let's see.
what the heck? All right. So in this episode, I just wanted to go and talk about a lot of things that have been happening, that we've been seeing, that you guys have been noticing. If you guys have been keeping up with events that have been coming through on social media, things that have been happening across the US, across the world, Europe, the Middle East. I have like totally gone black on political nonsense. I have stopped with it because I've just come to the conclusion that we are all just being screwed. Because it's just a game. I called it about a month ago. I told everybody, you know, this whole thing with, you know, them talking about, you know, they're going to release this information. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. I said, it's bullshit, because if they were going to do it, they were going to do it. And I posted yesterday, what did the White House press secretary say? It's going to take time before they start releasing any information regarding Epstein or whatever. And I called it, because they're not going to. They're not going to do it. They're not going to release anything, because if they do, they're going to lose every inch of power or hold on the people that they've got dirt on. And they don't want to do that. Why would they? Not only that, there's people that they do not want to blackball. And like I said, it's not going to happen. It's not. If it was going to, they would have done it already. Just like we've been sitting around waiting for the rest of the release of the JFK files. Nothing. We've been waiting for the UFO, UAP release documentation for what, a year now? Nothing. Nothing is going to come of this. Nothing is going to change. Why? Because it's not going to matter. It doesn't. It's irrelevant. Those who are in power are going to stay in power, and we that are at the bottom are just going to stay at the bottom and just keep getting tidbits of, well, just keep them happy and they'll shut up. So I've given up on that, because if anything's going to change, it's going to have to take change with everybody. Everybody's got to end up coming together and joining it together and just realizing that we are going to have to take care of ourselves as a society and rely on each other. As a community, as a whole, as a world, as a species, we have to end up just discovering that we are the ones who are being left out. I've said it before on past episodes that A lot of these whistleblowers that have been talking about this, and I mean, this has been going on for years, talking about technologies, talking about medical implications regarding these technologies that would help humankind progress hundreds of years. Dr. Stephen Greer has been shouting this from the rooftops since the early 90s, the 80s. You know, and they've got these guys that are coming out here and they're trying to make them seem like these big, credible dudes. He called it. He called it. He said, these guys that they're getting to come out here, it's a smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. They're dangling it in front of everybody, and they've got these dudes sitting here talking about, oh, these whistleblowers this, these whistleblowers that. He's like, I've had these people coming in front of Congress and swearing and bringing the evidence forth for years. They've even tried to take the man's life. He is feared for his life on multiple occasions. And he has released all of this information and put it on the SETI 5 webpage. And he is now making an archive where you can go and see all this information that he has collected throughout the years and put it on digital files, so that way all of us can basically see what he has, because he's like, you know, I'm giving this is something that I'm not holding on for myself. I'm giving it to everybody because it's ours. It's us as a whole. He's talked about the JFK assassination. He's got the paperwork that it came out in his documentary Unacknowledged, 6, 7, 10 years ago, where he had the documentation from the CIA saying that they are the ones that killed him. They are the ones that put the hit out on him. Nothing new. He's been saying it for a long time. Marilyn Monroe, he's got the paperwork and the documentation regarding that. The secret space program, he's been talking about that for years. Years. Medical advances, technologies that would further human evolution, progression. The world is at a state of standstill. And I don't know if anybody saw the post that I had posted about the government official that came out from the White House talking about the progression of human technologies, and we have the resources, we have the technologies, they are there, they are available, but they will not release them because the powers that be are making money off of it. And they're not going to release it because it would lighten their pockets. Plain, he said it right on the news. They don't care. They don't care. We have so many things in this world that we could be fixing as a government, but we're worried about Israel and their state of well-being. We're worried about oil. We're worried about Hamas. We're worried about these terrorist organizations. If we would spend the time to progress human starvation in these countries where these people that are dying because they cannot get fucking food. This is absurd. People are living outside. They have no place to sleep. They have no drinking water. They have no food. They have no resources to get medication. Why is this happening? Why are these things being done? But we have everything we need on this planet, right? Humans have survived on this planet for billions of years. But the powers that be have taken control and realized that if we monopolize this stuff and we hold it and we make money off of it, instead of allowing people to freely access this stuff, we can control it, we can get rich off of it, and we can give them the stuff that they need, just enough to keep them happy and have them surviving enough to work long enough to make us money. This is shit that I've been thinking about lately. And it's crazy because we should not have to be in this state. We should not have to be dealing and living this way. Our generations to come are going to be so it's going to be chaotic. And it's like the press secretary that was talking about these evolutionary periods, these technological advancements. And just like Dr. Stephen Greer was talking about, we have been at a 100-year de-evolution, like a de-progression, non-progression scenario, where we are still on fossil fuels. Why? Our technological advancements from electronics have jumped. Boom. We have fucking cell phones now. We have smartwatches. We have microchips that have the abilities to carry so much data and hold so much information. It is fucking mind-blowing. But we're still driving cars. We're still using oil. We're still using gas. Why? We're still using rocket-fueled engines. Why? They have the technology. It's there. And like I said, Dr. Stephen Greer has presented this information to people, and whistleblowers who have worked with the government have said this technology is there. They just do not want to give it to the public and release it because they want to hoard it. The powers that be are using these technologies for their own benefit. We are at a state of human deprogression. We are not progressing any more than what they are allowing us to. We're just satisfied with what we have. We are not getting better. We are not going to keep moving forward. We are going to stay at a state of standstill. We think we have freedoms. We think we have abilities to be better as a society. We think that because we elect somebody in office that has told us the things that we were going to have and we were going to get because he was like, I'm for the people. Why are we not progressing? Why are we not moving forward? Why do we still have to have medication or medical advancements that are held from humankind that could eliminate viruses, diseases, life expectancies? It's there. If you gave a shit about people and you really cared about humanity, you would say, I'm going to do this. But he doesn't have the power to. Like Dr. Stephen Greer was talking about in his documentaries, and if you haven't seen them, I really highly suggest that you do. The president is a temporary employee. He's only on a need-to-know basis. And he doesn't need to know. Either he is allowed to see certain things that he is able to see because they know he's not going to be there forever. He's only going to be there for 4 years and he's gone. And then they're going to get some schmo up there, just like we just had Joe Biden in there. Wasn't doing shit. The people that were really running the country were the ones doing it. You have these career politicians who have been in office for years that are on the need to know. He was saying things like Dick Cheney was called Darth Cheney because he was like the one who was behind, that was running everything. He had these people that were working for all these government programmed contracting programs that were working and doing things behind the scene. And it just, if you really knew what was going on or understood what is actually happening, you would look at things in a different light. It's crazy because, you know, we sit and we talk to our children about things that are materialistic a lot and not the future of what they are going to be doing and learning, and that is going to help them in the future. A lot of times it seems like we take things for granted to where we think that we are going to be, tomorrow may not come. What are our children going to do? We are at a standpoint where the people who are trying to tear this government down, this country. I love my country. I hate my government. Why? Because they're not for us. If you have not been paying attention to what has been happening for the past 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, you are behind the 8 ball. You are behind the curve, because what is coming is not something that we are prepared for. It's not, there's an advancement that is coming that is not going to progress us at all. And we are not ready for it. Look at what is happening in Europe. Total blackout. They've lost electricity to everything and they can't do anything about it. Why? Because the electric grids are connected. The phone systems are connected. The emergency services are all connected. Everything is tied into a central hub or computer systems that are tied into everything. And if you take one out, you can take them all out. What are they going to do if this happens to us? Did everybody forget about the banking system issue that happened, 3-4 months ago? Last year, the end of last year? Airports went down. Computer systems went down. Electronic grids went down on the East Coast. Phone lines were down. People couldn't even call EMS 911. There is a lot of things what happened to the drones? Did we ever find out anything about that? No. Why not? Nobody talks about this stuff. Nobody brings this stuff up. And it seems like it's like, oh, it happens and then it just gets drawn out and everybody's talking about the draft. Everybody's talking about these trans men in sports and, you know, oh, let's throw something else out there to keep them distracted and they'll forget about it. What about the fake coronavirus? That was a setup. Why are we not talking about the genocide that's happening in the Middle East and why we are still funding Israel? Number one, now we have Trump, who is in office, saying that if you are bashing or saying anything about a country that has nothing to do with the United States, then you will be considered a terrorist for speaking against. I don't understand, like, why we would even care. Fight your own crap. Deal with your own mess. You allowed this October 7th thing to happen for a reason. Deal with it. They kept saying, this is our 9/11. Why would they say something like that? It was nothing compared to 9/11. Not even close. You allowed people to fly in over your fence on paragliders and slaughter your people. But you are the smartest nation. You have the best intelligence. You have the best information you could possibly have. I mean, for Christ's sake, you're blowing up people's fucking cell phones and pagers and shit. But you couldn't stop these people from flying over your wall? Doesn't make sense to me. Things just don't add up, folks. Now they're rallying everybody together just like they did on 9/11. We've got to kill Saddam Hussein. He's got weapons of mass destruction. If you people don't jump on board and help Israel, they're going to come after us, and they're going to come after you and your kids and your grandkids and everybody else, and we're going to be blah, blah, blah. Fear-mongering. Was any of it true? Nope. Not one fucking bit. Trump even said it. They lied. They lied to get us into that war. He was all over the TV. They lied about the weapons of mass destruction. They lied about Saddam Hussein. They lied about the whole terrorist attacks. But here he is jumping on the bandwagon with them, funding them, sending billions of weapons to this country. For what? But you can't deal with the fact that there are serious things that are going on that we should be diverting our attention to now. This is a cycle that is continuously going. And it's bothersome because it should worry everybody. Because the things that are happening are going to progress, and it is not going to get better. Another thing that I put on the post is that I was talking about the things that are happening. Are they just things that we are seeing physically? Or is this a thing that is affecting people spiritually? Is this something that is going to detrimentally affect the vibrations and the elevation of the human consciousness that we know? We are seeing that people are realizing and waking up to the realization that things are not what we've been told. Things are not how we were being told all of our lives growing up, and that, you know, this is how it is, and, you know, hurrah, you know, they're going to take care of you guys. There is a lot more that is happening than is what we are seeing physically. There are things that are happening that are affecting people spiritually and mentally. And I say this because I posted last week about something that has happened about this man who has come out that is claiming to be the Mahdi. If you don't know what that is, in the Muslim culture, there is a man who is said to come out at the end times claiming to be the last imam, and is saying that he is the messenger of God, and that he has been sent by him to reveal a message to the people. Now, a lot of people are jumping on this and they're saying, okay, well, this guy is a CIA plant. He has just been thrown out into the mix to cause a ruckus and to stir up things to get people and see how this is going to play out. I didn't even know that this organization has been around for like 10, 15 years and has gathered mass amounts of followers. There is a shift not only with that aspect of people's mental psyche and their spiritual awareness on that plane, but a plane of vibrational shifting. For those of you who do not know what I'm talking about or not aware of what I'm talking about, is the human consciousness. It was said that when people raise their elevation of consciousness, they will be more aware and able to understand and see and comprehend what is being done in the world around them. They are going to see things for what they really are. And they are the ones who are going to get the message. They are the ones who are going to try and shift people's consciousness and elevate them so that way they too can be aware. Now, you can't make somebody understand something if they are not mentally prepared to do so. And this is funny because when I started this podcast, I always said, I did not start this to tell people that what I'm telling you is the truth. I am trying to give you information. Look it up, do your due diligence, seek it out and search it for yourself, do your own research. All I'm saying is that the information is knowledge and information is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. You have to be knowledgeable and able to understand the things that are happening around you. If you just take these people's word for it, if you just sit here and you just digest all this crap that they're shoving out in the media, I stopped. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Piss on them. The people that are in my circle of knowledgeable information that I talk to, that I research with, that I share information back and forth with, it's outside of all of that stuff. I don't care about it anymore. Books, information that is coming from knowledgeable sources outside of these media outlets. That's what I do. Go to the library, order books, order information from these people or from these sources that I am getting it from. Putting it out there and sharing it with people in order to be able to give the knowledge to people. And I liken it to what I was telling everybody before, like that movie They Lived with Roddy Piper. You cannot make people see things or understand what is really happening around them. But once they get that information and they start seeing it and understanding it for themselves, like a lot of the medical stuff that is happening, that we've just been guinea pigs and that they're not going to change anything. They can sit here and tell us all they want about, well, we are going to do this and we are going to do that and make it sound good. But if they wanted to do it, it would happen. It could change overnight. But the powers that be are not going to allow these people to do this. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now, it sounds good and well, but it is not going to happen until somebody says a fuck enough is enough. Stop. Stop. But as I said, the president is a temporary employee. He's not going to be there forever. He could fucking write all the goddamn, he could sign all these pieces of paper all he wants. Does it really mean anything? No. Why? Because the next person that comes in can just change it. It would take somebody who is going to stay there, control it, own it, operate it, and be the dominant factor of it without it ever switching hands ever. That is not going to happen. You have to have a dictatorship. And that's not going to happen because that is not what this country was founded on. It has turned into a monopolized corporation. And the corporations own the country, folks. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. We are not free. We are given false sense of freedom. We are given just enough to survive, eat, be happy, go about our daily lives, to be good workers and good citizens and just be compliant. Shut them up. Let them do their shit. If they start questioning or asking things or causing a ruckus, get them out of the fucking picture and remove them. You see it happening all the time. Remove the threat, silence it, erase it, don't talk about it anymore. Make an example. They do it all the time. Make an example of somebody, shut them up, and remove them. Plant false information, plant false ideas, plant false suicides. Look at the poor woman that was going against Epstein. killed herself, and then had messages out there saying, I am not suicidal. I have not wanted to harm myself at all. I have talked to my doctors. I have talked to people around me in my circle. If anything was to happen to me, know that I did not do it. How many times have we seen this over and over and over again? We are literally seeing things that are there in front of us, but nothing is happening. Nothing's being done. Nothing is changing. That's scary. That should bother people. You see countries around the world holding rallies, speaking up, and coming together as a country. Their countrymen, their people, rising up and telling the government, listen, you guys better fucking change your shit. We're not going to deal with this anymore. We're tired of it. But then you see other countries that just subject themselves. Why? Because they don't want to be thrown in prison. They don't want to be killed. They don't want to be shot. They don't want to be made an example of. They're scared of their government. People should not be scared. That is called tyranny. Plain and simple. We are a baby nation. We've only been around for less than 300 years. Not even close. And we're already at the tipping point. I really hope and wish that people would understand that we have to come together as a people. Everybody, not just the United States, the world. Everybody needs to realize that we matter. We are the voice. We are the rulers of this domain, this earth. It belongs to everybody. Why are we paying for things that are free on this planet? Why are we paying for shit at all? Who said that we should be doing what we're doing now while they get rich? They make the choices. They decide who gets to be rulers. They decide who gets to be leaders. Who dictated this? Somewhere along the line, that was changed from people living peacefully among themselves and doing their own thing and living a cordial life for themselves and their communities. Somebody came along and said, well, we got to change this because I don't have power over these people and I don't have control, and they're doing things, or they're able to freely roam around and enjoy things that we should be getting rich off or making money off of or controlling. The fuck? People don't think about this. We're being subjugated to a tyrannical power that has taken control over everything. Not just us here in the United States, the world. Something big is coming. Whatever it is. And the only way for us to be better or to be prepared is to say, you know what? You're not my enemy. I don't care about your political status. But if you understand, just like I understand, that we can work together and make things happen, and that we don't need to sit here and subjugate ourselves to a tyrannical system of power. How crazy is that? That if we band together as a world, we want change. We want reform. We want things to change now. Not just for ourselves, but for our children, our grandchildren, for our future generations. That's what matters. That's what everybody should be binding together for. We need to be preparing our generations for the best, not the worst. We should be preparing them to be able to survive, to live and thrive, and be able to go forward and say, man, everything that we need is abundant and we can all harness it and be able to use it together. Why do we need to go to war? Why do we need to be fighting each other? Because they say so? Because they tell us that we have to? Because somebody's sitting up there and saying that's what's going to happen because those people are bad? Somebody told them that they were the dominant ones, and now somebody else is saying, no, you're not. It is so crazy to think that we have come so far that we have just gone away from the plan that was set up for the human race. I'm actually reading my book, The Epic of Humanity by Matthew LaCroix, and it's really, really awesome when you look at a lot of the ancient history that talks about the creation of humankind and why we were created and why we were placed here on this earth. And the reasoning behind it was because the workload was too much for the Ajiji, who were the lower gods that were working for the Anunnaki, and they were complaining and they were bickering. So they decided to have a revolt against the Anunnaki and went to Lord Enki and said, why are you making us work? Why are you telling us that we have to do this? This is bullshit. We're not doing this anymore. So there was a fight. The gods came down and said, what is going on? Well, they're upset because they're saying that the workload is too much and they don't want to do it, and they're not going to do it anymore. They're fucking tired of it. Well, their workload is too much. They are bearing the brunt of what is going on this planet, and they should not have to do that. So let's create somebody, or let's create a creation from us that will bear the workload, and we can make them do what we want them to do. This is real shit. I mean, this is coming from ancient tablets that are about 5,000 to 6,000 years old. The Atrahasis, the creation tablets. They speak about this. It wasn't in the Bible. That's where the Bible got their creation story from, was from them. Let's make man in our image, that he may be like us. Gods. S. More than one. Gods. Man was created. They killed one of the gods, sacrificed him, mixed his blood, his essence, and his flesh with the mud. Created this being. Put his spirit into this body, this being, so that way he could have the essence of mortality or immortality and live a life and have the knowledge and be able to work and be able to do things. But then they saw that he was becoming too knowledgeable. Enlil was empowering them. Enki was empowering them. Enlil did not want them. So they destroyed him. They created a flood. But somewhere along the way, these powers, these dark beings, in the Emerald Tablets, it talks about Thoth is saying, be not children of darkness. You have a choice. You are children of the light, of the sun, S-U-N. Surround yourself with light because the light is within you. It is always in you. Though the darkness is around you, light will continue to shine through you. Seek it. Search it in the knowledge, in the wisdom. That is power. And the power is the wisdom and the knowledge. As long as you are seeking it, you will never be in darkness. Those are his words. Sounds familiar, right? They took it and adapted it throughout the cultures. It wasn't just Jesus talking or the apostles talking or Muhammad talking. They got this information from the ancient ones. It was passed down. They learned the secret knowledge. The knowledge was passed on to them. They came and brought the wisdom and the teachings because they knew it. They understood it. They brought the message and they were trying to teach humanity, look, you need to be doing what they've been telling us since the beginning. We need to get off our asses, understand who we are and where we come from, because the essence of who we are, the power that lies within us is the knowledge and the wisdom. We are all here for a purpose. The ones that are in the dark, they call them the dark ones, are on this earth to deceive man. Fuck, it even says in the Emerald Tablets that they take the form of men to deceive those in power and counsel. So that way they can whisper in dark places and deceive them and lead them away from the knowledge and the light. You can't make this up. They are there to deceive us. They speak these things that they sound good, but it is not. If there is no truth in them, if there's no truth in them, they can't speak truth. They can't tell you what's good if it's not in them. That is why I said there are things that people say and do that are in power, that are in places of religious seats and political kingships, authorities that are just deceiving us. We see it all the time. People sitting here saying, oh, well, these people aren't really who they say they are. There is so much that is in truth to all this stuff that is going on, that the deception key has been in place for years. The knowledge has been hidden from the people. The wisdom has been hidden from the people. It has been distorted. It has been conceived and rewritten to fit the narrative that people who look at it, it sounds good, but it isn't, because the knowledge is not in it. It is there, but it is not complete. It is deceiving people to keep them in control. A lot of people don't want to realize that, but it is the deception key that has been put in place that has been coming down for thousands of years. And people are breaking away from it. They are realizing this is wrong. And it is the people who have always felt that something just did not add up. It doesn't make sense. There's got to be more to the story. There's got to be more than what they've been telling us. That is more out there. There's more information. Why were they killing these people that were trying to bring out this information? Why were they trying to keep this knowledge and this wisdom suppressed? Why were they having these inquisitions? Why were they killing and suppressing these men who were knowledgeable in wisdom? They had credibility for being smart, for being knowledgeable, for being wise men. But when they spoke knowledge that was against the authority, that was against those in seats of power, that would have changed everything, they killed them. Burn the books, burn the libraries, get rid of this information and this knowledge. We don't need these people getting this shit, because if they fucking start reading this and it starts getting out, we're going to lose our goddamn power. We're going to lose our control. That's what happens. Knowledge is power. Wisdom is power. The power is the knowledge and the wisdom. If we keep away from that, we just continue to keep going down this path. But the people who break free from that and realize it and understand it, they are the ones who are not going to sit here and keep going with the crowd. And then other people will start realizing it. And then they'll start realizing it, sharing it. And other people from them will start seeing it. You can't make people change their minds. You can't make people see things that you see. When people are ready and their vibrations and their elevations are lifted and they're ready to jump on that and understand it, they will see it. But until then, they're just going to keep being connected to the matrix. They're just going to be programs of the system. And the thing that is really detrimental and key to why I am bringing this up, because it is not, we are all going to die. Nobody's going to live forever. This flesh is going to be gone. No matter what religion you talk about, no matter what culture you're from, they will all tell you the same thing that we can all agree on together. We will not live on this earth forever. But this and here, this is the key. The knowledge is the key. The spirit elevation is detrimental to us surviving. Understanding who we are, what we are capable of, and breaking free of all of this. Yes, you live your life. You're born, you live, you die. You learn in between, and you build knowledge up. You build information up. You build wisdom up. Like I said, the ancients told us there was people who have been sent here to try and teach us the way, to try and show us where we needed to be, what we needed to do, how to reach those higher elevations of consciousness. Because they all said the same thing. Flesh will pass away, but your spirit is eternal, and that is what you need to thrive. You need to progress it. You need to make it important. You need to feed your spirit, in essence. You need to make that your goal in life, achieving that higher elevation. Because everything that you have and you store up on this earth is going to be gone. You can't take it with you, so why does it matter? Why do you keep buying more and more and more stuff? Why do you buy a big ass mansion? Why do you buy a big ass car? Why do you live a life of luxury? Are you elevating yourself? Are you progressing yourself at all? No. So why does it matter? Elegance and being extravagant, having things that are good, it's good to have fun, but it doesn't mean that you have to sit here and thrive to be like Joe Schmo because he's got everything. Don't make him happy. It doesn't make him the best person in the world. This matters. That's what's key. That's what people are missing out on, because they push that on people. You gotta have this, you gotta look nice, you gotta feel good, you gotta be like Joe Schmo, you gotta have all this nice fancy stuff, and that's what's gonna make you happy. Instead of sitting here and feeding your knowledge base and your spirit base and your mental capacity to understand that, you know what, you are worth it. You are more than what they have been telling you. You are more powerful than the box that they've put us in. There is more to you and I than these people are letting us understand. And once you start looking into that, and once you start reading and getting that knowledge and that information of seeking that stuff that is outside of the narrative box that they've been telling you in your religions, in your cultures, and in your society imprints, Once you start looking outside of that and realizing that we are all in this together, it wasn't just you, me, them, those people over there. No, it's all of us. Because when we all die, we are not going to live here forever. We return to that from which we came. That is the trip. So anyway, I probably got a little bit off of what I was getting into and talking about, but there's a lot that's going on. And it seems like people are going through it more. I know myself, I'm going through it. It's a battle of, pushing forward, achieving and waking up every day, or just waking up and saying, I'm going to keep fighting the good fight. I'm going to keep pushing through this, because there are things and forces in this world that are not seen that are making people doubt themselves, that are making people feel less worthy. That is the key. That is the deception key right there in and of itself. People not realizing their worth. People that do not get that chance to understand that they are more powerful, not just to themselves, but to those around them, because of the life and the light that is in them. And they snuff it out, and the detrimental effects that it has on the people around them. So I just wanted to do this episode just to put that out there, because like I said, there is a lot that is happening physically and spiritually in this world, and in this reality, if that's what you want to call it, that we live in every day. But there is a lot more to the story. There's a lot more that is happening that people aren't savvy to, because they don't realize it. They are not tuned into that, or they are not at that elevation or that frequency level yet, because they're still plugged into the matrix, so to say, and they're still going through the program. Get up every day, do what I'm told, and I don't care about anything else, and go to church and go do my political stuff and yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And those are people that will not break free, and if they do, good on them. More power to them. The more people that we can break out of this base, of this mindset of programming, the more people that we will have that understand and that will see this false reality for what it is, and understand that this physicalness, this world that we live in, we're not going to be here forever. We are not going to live forever. This flesh was not made for that. But there is a better purpose and a calling for each one of us, that we hold the important key to our eternal spiritual elevation, our vibrational signal that is universal, which is crazy, because that's another subject that we can get into later on. But as I said, I just wanted to talk about that, and I didn't get a chance. I don't know if you guys are able to talk or type in on Facebook or the YouTube channel, but I did, post on there to see if anybody could jump on or say anything. So if you're on there and you're able to post a message or whatever, I just want to say again, thank you to everybody who was tapping in and looking at the show and sending all of their positive feedbacks, and wishing all of you guys the best. It's a fight and a struggle every day for everybody to go through a lot of the things that we deal with, but it's just a facade. It's a deception tactic to keep people from progressing and elevating and seeking that knowledge and the truth. Because if you can get people enough to doubt themselves, it lowers their vibration. It brings them back down. That's what they want. Get the word out there. And for those of you who have tuned into the channel, obviously you are seeking something. You are searching because there's got to be something in you that has just been like nagging at you, telling you there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to what is happening. You've probably felt it all your life. You've probably heard something. You probably felt something. You probably experienced something in your life that has just made you feel like there is something more to what is happening. Keep searching. Keep looking. Keep asking questions. Do not just take the word of what people tell you. Search it for yourself. Please investigate. Question everything. Knowledge is power. Remember that. Wisdom is power, and the power is both. The light is eternal, and it is in each and every one of us. If you do not seek it out, the darkness will consume you. You are not meant for that. We are all children of the light. We are all sons and daughters of the light. So with that, I'm going to go. Everybody have a good Monday night. I will see you guys then to Friday, maybe. I'm going to have my little one. So we'll see how that goes. And if I do get on, it'll probably be another short one. But type into YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, X, Facebook. Leave your messages and your comments, folks. I mean, let me know what you think. Let me know what you're feeling. If there's a topic that you want to talk about or you want to get into, tell me, let me know, and we'll discuss it. Even if it's not on air, talk to me on the platforms, and if there's something that you're looking for or you're wanting knowledge or questions about, ask. If I don't know it, I will find somebody who does, and I will point you in the right direction. Trust me, you are not alone. We are in this together. And if you are having these questions or these thoughts, or you are tapping into any of these ideas or knowledge-based information sources, then you are on the right path. Keep doing it. Don't give up. You are not alone. And reach out to us and we'll try and help you as much as possible. So till next time, I will see you guys then. And remember, seek the truth, seek the knowledge, seek the wisdom, and you guys will find it. It'll find you. Trust me. I was there too, man. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you again.